Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Let's take a look at the charts here. We'll do that weekly recap for actually the last 2 weeks. I missed last week completely. Um, Taking a look at things, it's getting a little bit complex for the yen. Still looks bearish regardless. Just very basic TA. You can see we're just hammering on this support line. Eventually, it tried to break here, and then we got a nice bounce. Eventually, it might break. Maybe not. Maybe you'll delay it again. It extended to here. But yeah, what I see is it could possibly come up again and make it on a higher high on a two, just because we have some sort of like either an impulse off the lows, but it's a very ugly structure. So I'm making it like a WXY, but regardless, I think the path is still down, and I think it's just a matter of time before this starts to break lower. All right, we could easily come back up and sweep these highs and erase divergence. That would be complete the cycle here, but we'll see. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is still inside of that short area. It's taking its sweet time. Again, we're getting a lot of RSI reset off of a very small sell-off, and we may get more next week. So if this RSI drops all the way down here, but the price is here, this is a buy. It's a strong signal that the market is very strong. There's lots of support coming in from buyers. So that's looking good if we start to pull back. And right now, this structure here could have been already invalidated, this more bearish count, just with an impulse off the lows. Just by the way things are looking now, you could make the case that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although it's ugly, you could make the case that this is what's happening right now. And then you want to buy the pullback on the ABC. And then if this holds on the 3 swing down, then we know the lows are in, because then you'll have a 1-2 setup for much more upside, right? New all-time highs, S&P 500, S&P 7,000, all that good stuff will start to come to fruition, and it'll be super bullish, right? The triple Q's, very similar situation. It actually has invalidated the short area too on top of that. So you can really no longer call this like some sort of bearish count. What you want is a more bullish count. And let's see here. We'll probably do something like this. Sorry, someone's calling me right now. Something like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And you're going to extend the counts up higher. You have do this, and it gets bullish, right? So pullbacks should be bought up. We should be looking for pullbacks, dip buys. Probably a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Something like that. Let's take a look at the IWM. IWM, again, kind of a different count here, because you're erasing divergence, right? So this could actually still be quite bearish, right? You could actually still be in some sort of A, B, and a C with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it could have ended here. And now, for some reason, the small caps are going to get obliterated, because that's just what the chart is saying here. But ever since we got that daily cycle breakout, it's been on the run higher, right? Now we're kind of getting that daily cycle correction. It's breaking. Oh, you can make the case that it broke here. And you got a tiny correction. Now it's getting another one. But not something I'm interested in trading right now. The TLT, well, I'll talk about the TLT. TLT is actually pretty interesting. The TLT has been grinding higher and kind of chopping sideways. Now, it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for it to go lower. For that, we want to take a look at the subwaves and see how we're moving, right? And you can see we actually have an impulse down on the 45 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Bullish divergence. So we're inside some sort of wave 2, right? Now this could extend for a while. It could have actually ended right here. and now the yields are, the bonds are going to drop and the yields are going to start surging. Positioning says otherwise. Positioning says like a lot of people are short bonds right now, and I just decided to take a profit on my bond short. So we actually closed our bond short with a nice gain here. We've been short since this area 89, so the yields could actually start to maybe pull back lower. I'm feeling unsure about the bond the yield count the yield count now, because if this X wave wants to extend, then it's going to be a flat, right? And the yields could come all the way back down again before they come back up higher. So it's kind of like in a weird setup. We actually had a good reaction early on, but we had to just go straight up from there, but we didn't, right? We didn't, and the yields came back down. So to me, that says like, oh, maybe the market isn't ready right now for it to go down, and maybe it wants the bonds needs to go back up first before they do go down. We'll take a look at the SMH. The SMH also invalidating the short area. So now you can start to call the bottom, right? You can start to call the bottom in, and this was a tremendous buy area, right? That was respected. So now you want to buy the 3 swing down, right? If we get a pullback, even if it's shallow, that would be a huge opportunity, right? If you get an ABC in the next couple weeks, this is what you want to buy. And there's a gap fill down here, so a lot of people are eyeing the gap fills, this like this and that. So this could be a big opportunity if we get this. You want to get long the semis, and probably one of the more explosive sectors. And you're already getting some signs that some semis have already bottomed, like MU, right? We can head over to MU. Like MU's been on the run, man. This thing has just been on the tear, going straight up, extending the 5th wave. Let's see if it erased divergence. I think it already did. Again, erase divergence. Okay, well, on the smaller time frames it didn't, but it looks like you're in some sort of like 1 2 1 2 3. It could be a 1 2 1 2, just given how it reset the RSI. You could be in a much more bullish count, and MU is just, man, this like was the buy of a lifetime, right? 1 2, and another 1 2. This is very bullish indeed. This would mean like MU is going to go back up to like the highs here or something, or maybe around the 130s before it tops out and has a big pullback, and then that's the buying opportunity. Or it could end this week, along with the SMH. The SMH looks like it wants to get a little bit of a pullback, but very bullish on MU. This is one you want to be long. Man, it's been running up like 86% since the lows. AMD is in the long-term buy area. It has 5 swings up now, so we want to buy back the pullback in an ABC, right? ABC down, and then you want to get long, right? You want to take the chance, you want to take the shot, or else you may miss on a huge move higher in AMD. So AMD looks great for the long term. It's in the long-term buy area. Everything has held up. The 3 swing move down has been respected. And we need to confirm another 3 swing to confirm that the lows are in. All right, and the daily is showing you have a bearish divergence, so it tells you we have an impulse off the lows. NVDA also invalidating the short setup, so NVIDIA is also getting bullish. So it looks like the lows are in for NVIDIA, and we're not gonna go any lower here. It looks like it's some sort of complex correction. Maybe we'll figure it out another day. Actually, oh no, we did take out the low. So actually, this is a pretty clean one. Never mind. I thought we didn't take out the low. So it looks like we did end up correcting the whole move down, erasing divergence. Now, again, buying the dip on the 3 swing down for higher levels in AMD. Again, AMD is probably going to go on to make new all-time highs again. This is what this is saying. Looks great. Looks great to me. No complaints. We'll get back up to our recap here on gold. So we'll take a look at gold. Gold's been amazing. We've been long gold for a while now since it hit the 3300s again. We were long gold down here, long gold here, long gold here. The trend is higher in gold. The commodities are going up. The dollar is going down. Again, this is the bullish trend for commodities. So it looks like gold has got a lot more to go. Probably hit 4,000 or something, or 3,800. I'm not too sure, but I think gold's gonna take out this peak here at 3,500. Take a look at silver. Silver is also getting quite bullish here. Looks like it ended its cycle. Again, you want to continue to buy silver. Again, I've been saying to buy silver since like 20 bucks, $21. So I mean, you're getting a little bit late to the party, but hey, it's never too late, I guess. And again, looks like silver wants to continue its push higher. I mean, look at that RSI reset, and then the price barely did anything. Take a look at the daily. Still pretty extended, but again, things that are extending and making new highs can continue to extend, make new highs. That's the trend. We'll take a look at oil. So oil, erasing divergence. You could say that the lows are in here too for oil. The only thing is that oil did erase divergence here, right, on the daily. But you're making 3 swings up again. So if you continue to move in three swing moves, then it complicates things, because then you maybe you haven't found the low just yet, right? So this one was invalidated, right? I got to start labeling the ones we got wrong, so you can show that this strategy is not foolproof. People, I start deleting them, right? People get mad. So 3 swings. You see no divergence, and then no divergence again until we make another high, and then we have divergence. Then you can say we have an impulse off the lows. But for now, it looks like oil. We'll see what happens next week. But there's lots of events that are going down in the Middle East, and if this isn't in, then it's going to extend the X, or it's going to do something more complex. Let's take a look at nat gas. Nat gas not doing too much. Nat gas hit our buy area, and it's been going up since then, but it's kind of consolidating here. I think it's consolidating for a big move higher. I would actually like to get long nat gas if it's kind of flat next week. I can see we have some sort of impulse off the lows again. So nat gas looks like it's about to run higher, and this would be very bullish for commodity. Again, the commodities look like they're about to explode higher. That's just what I'm seeing here. It looks bullish to me. Tesla and Meta. Tesla kind of getting a little bit bullish too. So it looks like it could have ended right here. Most likely, erasal of divergence. But the thing is that you went lower and you created a bullish divergence. So that usually means that the lows are not in. So maybe you have a much more complex thing going on here, where it's going to do some sort of A, B, and a C for much higher levels before it does another corrective move. It keeps moving in threes, but right by the looks of it, when we get on the smaller time frames, you could have ended right here with an A, B, C, and now it's in a bullish setup. So it's like buy the dips until further notice on Tesla, right? That's what this is saying. So again, looking bullish now. Meta, did they erase divergence? Let's take a look. Let's see here. Yeah, Meta did erase divergence, so kind of still looks like it's in some sort of B wave. You can move the B here now, right? And then the C, but this would imply like for some reason Meta's gonna start tanking, which seems unlikely if the whole market wants to extend higher. But if it does make another high and then pulls back, then you have probably an impulse off the lows, right? You see how you erase divergence. So Meta is still bearish for some reason, but there's no real trade setup right now. We'll take a look at Intel. Intel still very choppy. It keeps pumping and dumping. Now you're hammering on this resistance line. I think it's like a historical trend line. I don't know why it moved. This moved for some reason. Or maybe it was on a monthly. I'm not too sure. Okay. I'd have to redraw this trend line. I don't know why it did that. Just very basic TA, right? Draw some trend lines. Some lines on the chart. That's all it is. All right. This one falls in right at 14, 15 bucks. So looks like, well, I mean, look at the weekly, looks kind of shit. So to me, it looks like Intel needs some sort of drop. It needs a drop, and if it breaks this trend line, it could be a disaster. You could get some panic selling and then a rebound within like a few weeks. But I don't know. I don't want to bet on it too much right now. Nubis is moving in threes again. I think this is some sort of B, but when I look at it on the smaller time frames, it looks like you're actually in a 3. So maybe the lows are in here. Lows are in. And it's some sort of 1, 2, 3. You're inside the 3 and you're going to keep pumping. Because it looks good. Looks good. Looks bullish. CrowdStrike. Just kind of grinding higher. I don't really like the setup in CrowdStrike. No good setup right now. You could tell that this was respected, so it's doing something. Like, it looks like the X could extend for a long time, and then it'll come back down in a Y later on. Some sort of big market disaster. PayPal still bullish. Impulse off the lows. You want to buy the dip on a 3 swing move. Hood also kind of doing something similar, but crypto looks like it could start mooning. So it's actually quite bullish if Robin Hood starts to pump higher. But let's see here, the daily. You continue to erase divergence. So if it does this, it does like a rug pull moment. And this is the area to dip by it. I mean, we got pretty close to it. Excuse me. Never reached the level. Shopify. Shopify lows could be in too, but the only reason I don't like it is that you have bullish divergence or bearish divergence. Oh, it looks like you've erased the divergence actually on this drop. So you don't need to double correct. You could call this in already. You could call this in. 1, 2, 3. You don't need this. What you do need is to buy the dip on a 3 swing down. So if you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is in, and you buy the dip. You never, well, again, trying to catch the bottom can be difficult, but again, 3 swing down. If you get a clear 3 swing down, you want to buy it, more upside. That's what this is saying. Okay, so overall, the market is trying to shift bullish, but we're going to stay cautious just because of how the yen is positioned, what the dollar is doing in the bonds. And the dollar looks like it's looking down at the edge of a cliff and it's going to fall down, but we don't know that yet. Crypto's actually getting a little bid today, looking pretty decent. Oh, wow, look at that. It is getting a big bid. So maybe crypto is going to get a nice pump higher, and then we'll get some sort of rejection. And we'll actually see what happens next week because it's too early to tell. You know, there's too many things going on. I need to see the market open. Trading on the weekends kind of useless. All right, that's it for the last 2 weeks. Hopefully this helps. Market is definitely shifting bullish now, and you want to get with the program, or you want to get out of the way because you're still short, still perma bearish, and you're gonna get run over. All right, peace.